Good afternoon, fellow NABJ members from all over this country. The program is a relatively simple one today. What we are going to do is to ask Brother Minister to make a statement of about 10 minutes, and then we will retire to these nice cushy chairs, and we will do a kind of Black Donahue show for a very short period of time, and then, of course, we would like to open up the audience for questions and answers. I have been with the minister on so many different occasions. I have never known him to dodge one single question. So get out your best questions, black journalists, and I am pretty sure that he is ready for answers. I even have a few myself, Brother Minister, so you know I'd have to have one or two for you. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the Reverend Louis Farrakhan.
Thank you. Thank you. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, we give Him praise and thanks for all of His prophets and the scriptures that they have brought for the elevation of the human family. We thank Him for Moses and the Torah. We thank Him for Jesus and the Gospel. We thank Him for Muhammad and the Quran. Peace be upon these worthy servants of Allah. As a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I am eternally grateful to Allah, who intervened in our affairs in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who came among us and raised from among us a divine leader, teacher, and guide, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I greet all of you, my dear brothers and sisters, with the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum, but it means in English, peace be unto you. To your esteemed President, to Brother Warner Sanders, and to each of you, members of the National Association of Black Journalists, I'm very, very honored to have this opportunity to speak to a most influential group of our brothers and sisters. You have a tremendous responsibility being journalists and being black, and how to approach your esteemed profession with honesty, integrity, and yet not fall into the editorial trap of trying to please a master by saying the things that pleases the master and denying the truth that you know. This estate, the fourth estate, is really the protector of democracy. Without a free press, there is no real democracy. Free press, what does that really mean? That you're free, yes, to state your ideas, thoughts, and opinions in a democratic society. But a free press is not a controlled press. A free press is that, free to determine what the truth is and to write and speak that truth to the betterment of that society. The founding fathers of this great nation knew that in order to protect this nation and to keep it forever in the light of God, perpetually moving toward perfection, freedom of speech and freedom of the press and freedom of religion and freedom of assembly must be protected. Without free speech, we are hindered from saying the things that might correct a democracy that has gone off course. Without a free press, we cannot say the things that would keep the nation from falling into the abyss after the nation reaches its zenith and becomes wealthy and powerful and influential, yet corrupt. Good men don't buy newspapers for good purposes. Good men don't buy television stations for the good of the masses. The masses are being fed filth, ignorance, stupidity, garbage in the name of news, in the name of media, in the name of television, in the name of entertainment. And as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And whatever a man eats, that's what that man is. And if you feed your public filth and ignorance and degeneracy, then what should you expect from them when you have the right and the privilege to feed the human mind? Then to feed the human mind lies mixed with truth, skewing the truth, hiding the truth, manipulating the truth for this one's benefit and to that one's degradation, is not my idea of protecting democracy and the fundamentals of a democracy. You say, well, wait a minute, Farrakhan, I didn't come here to have you lecture us on our business. I didn't come to lecture you on nothing else but your business. And since you invited me, I think I have a right to talk to journalists about what you are supposed to be doing. You are National Association of Black Journalists that work for white institutions. And white folk did not hire you to really represent what black people are really thinking. And you don't really tell them what you think because you are too afraid of the little cheap gig that you have. And this does not protect democracy. And it does not represent the black community. We are the suffering ones that put you where you are. So why shouldn't you stand up and represent the best of what we are? You didn't get there because you were so skilled. Some Negroes got to throw in some Molotov cocktails one day. And white folk didn't want to come uptown, and they had to raid the black press to find some black person who would do the job. They pulled you away from the black press, and they brought you into the mainstream media. And you became happy to be mainstream. This is not the River Jordan. This is a corrupt stream. And now we got to purify it to protect the nation that you say you love and the people from whom you came that demand better from you. You don't know me. That's sad. You've known me a long time, some of you. And when you hear them beating the hell out of me because I'm supposed to be an anti-Semite and a bigot, it would be really nice to hear your brother who applauds you behind the door say something out front that he's not the man that you all think he is. He's a lot better than that. Black journalists, you have a responsibility. Well, you know, we're journalists, and you know, we are supposed to have an opinion, but we're supposed to hide that, and we're not supposed to lean in this. Wait a minute. The only reason you got an NABJ is because you didn't feel you could express who you are, where you are. So you had to organize who you are so that you could be more effective where you are. Isn't that right? I would like to see democracy protected. Because in a free society, I don't have the right to holler fire in a crowded theater, except that there is a fire. In a democracy, every voice has a right to be heard and weighed. Because to label somebody, well, he's a hater, what does that mean? What does that really mean? He's a bigot. He's an anti-Semite. You mean to tell me with all the hatred, the bigotry, the anti-Semitism that is in this world, Louis Farrakhan now is the chief among all of that? You mean does truth not enter into this somewhere? If the man is telling the truth about what he says, whether it is critical of you, critical of me, critical of our people, critical of a government, critical of America, critical of Jews, critical of Christians, critical of Muslims, I have the right to say what I believe, and you have the right to record what I say as I say it, and don't mix it up. And if you are fair with me, then the public would see a truthful man, a sincere man, a committed man that wants to see his people free. And our people can never be free as long as thought control, mind manipulation is practiced by people in the media, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, don't invite me no more if you don't want me to talk to you like a brother that loves you and sees the value of this group. Don't get caught up in the Mercedes-Benz and the imaging and how you look on TV. Get caught up in what you mean to a democratic society and what you mean to a suffering people. It's sickening to turn on the news. What's the news? Murder, mayhem, violence, rape, fire, death. Don't you have anything else to report? You say, well, that's what the people want to hear. No. You have allowed the manipulation advertisers. You could be in the middle of a great interview. If it's time for commercial, thank you very much. Commercial. It ain't about truth. It's not about informing the public. So what are you doing? You got to ask yourself that. See, I face myself in the mirror every day. I know I don't hate Jews. So whatever they write about me, I don't give a damn. Because you have not hurt me. You have helped me. I know who and what I am. Do you know who and what you are? Or have you lost your mooring? I'm your brother.
That's right. That's right.
We have a suffering people out there because liars and deceivers are tricking our people day in and day out. You see it, you know it, but you can't say it. You can't write it. But I can. And that's the difference between a free black man and some controlled black people. That's the difference. There is no free press if you're afraid for your job. You gather facts and somebody editorializes, well, can't say that. And your byline is on it. Brothers and sisters, you know I'm telling the truth. The people who own the newspapers for which you work, they have an opinion. They have a philosophy. They have a guiding principle that they skew the news. Sudan, black slavery over there. How many of you are ready to go there and look at it and come back and report accurately, even if you have to report against the lies that have been spread?
Come on, man. Go ahead.
See, you can't investigate. Let's go to Nigeria. Let's go to Sudan. Let's go to Iran and Iraq. They are terrorist nations. Here's a president that has the power to define. So if president and Congress say this is a terrorist nation, which one of you got the courage to say what makes it so? And since you don't have that and I have it, then I'm willing to die for a free press and the freedom of speech and the freedom of religion and the freedom from fear. A scared to death Negro is a slave. You slave writers, slave media people. I don't give a damn about no popularity contest. But hell, after I leave you, you're going to remember what I said because you're going to be called to account. Fear, when it grips a human being, it makes you less than what your God wanted you to be. White folk rule us with fear. It is not white people, it's your fear of them that you got to be freed from. Some of you scared of Farrakhan because he's not afraid. I fear God. And because I fear God, I put my trust in him. And he hasn't failed me yet. And he won't fail you. You big media people. Where's God in your life? You used to pray at one time, but you're big shot media people now. You don't have no time for God. When is the last time you've been to church? When is the last time you actually fell down on your knees and communicated with the Creator? That's why your writing is so stale and insipid. giggling and laughing on TV. What the hell is funny?